Hello and welcome to my channel. We are going to do a Google Doc worksheets sort of tutorial, but sort of like create along with me video today. But I did want to give a quick note. I am sitting outside because my kids are going to wake up any minute, and I figured nature sounds would be less annoying than kid sounds, so hopefully that's okay for you. Okay, so I'm starting at just a blank page on Google Chrome, and I'm just going to share one of my favorite shortcuts. If you go to the URL bar and type in docs.new, it'll give you a new Google Doc to work with. The same thing will happen if you type in slides.new, forms.new, sheets.new, you'll get a new one of those. Okay, so when we open up a new Google Doc, we do get a lot of options, and the document tabs is what I shared in my last video about Google Docs. I'm actually going to hide that. I don't need it because we're just doing a worksheet here. So first thing I like to do is give my document a title. Now, since I'm not making like a real worksheet, I'm going to delete this when I'm done. But if I was keeping it, then the next thing I would do is go to this button here so I can move it in my Google Drive to wherever it needs to be. Now, I don't normally use Google Docs for worksheets, so I'm gonna fumble my way through it a little bit. But one of the reasons that I don't like to use Google Docs is the silliest. I'm not a fan of the fonts that they have available, but I did want to show if you go here to more fonts, they're going to give you a whole bunch of other options, and you can add them to your fonts. So somehow I don't have Roboto or Montserrat, and I feel like those are really good basic fonts. So I'm going to just click on them so that they turn blue and have the check mark, and then they're going to be added here so I can use them as I'm working. So you can go through and find more fonts if you're not happy with what's available to you. Oh, this one looks kind of nice. We'll try Quicksand today. All right, so I'm going to go back here. I'm going to find Quicksand among my fonts. And I'm going to change the size. The default size is 11. We're going to bump it up to 12. You know what else I'd like to change? I don't like how big the margins are. For a worksheet, I want to maximize the space of the paper. And let's see how I do that. So we're going to go to File, then Page Setup. And we're going to apply to the whole document. We're going to keep it portrait. We're using letter paper. We're going to keep the page color white. These are all things you could change if you wanted to make it more fun or different. You could also go pageless if you're using this more like a dynamic thing that students are using online. But today we're talking about, I'm going to print this out, give it to my students as a worksheet. So I'm going to go to the margins section at the bottom, and I'm going to change all the measurements to 0.5. And that's just a personal preference. Ooh, and I can set it as a default, so it'll always open up that way. 0.5 looks really small now. I think maybe I use 0.75 on Microsoft Word. I'm not sure. I'm going to leave it. It's fine. So I always like to have the name at the top of the worksheets along with the date. And then a spot for the period. So I like to put that in and then go back to name and make that line a little bit longer so it fits across the whole top. I actually cannot stand when you can see all the dashed lines, and that's going to be a font thing. So just for those lines, I'm going to switch it off to Arial. And then I could actually add some more lines after the name. Okay. So before I changed this line here to Arial, I did hit the enter button. So now when I come down to the next line, it is still in Quicksand. This is where I like to put my worksheet title. I'm going to hit enter, put in a spot for directions. Now the title I like bold and centered. Sometimes I even like to make it a little bit bigger. All right, so directions. Now here's where like the real worksheet building comes in. After directions, I'm going to hit enter, and I'm going to go insert and to table. So similar to a worksheet being made in Microsoft Word or Microsoft PowerPoint, I'm going to use a table to keep everything where I want it. Now, if I were teaching something like ELA and I wanted longer responses, I would do a table that is 1 column wide by however many rows I needed. But since it's math and we just need space to show work, I'm going to do 2 columns and I'll do 2 by 5. Usually I like 10 questions for worksheets and whatnot. Okay, so we'll have 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, sorry, that's probably annoying. We all know how to count. I'm just going to put in the numbers here. And then what I would like to do is take that and figure out how to make this bigger. This would be how to play with the borders. Let's come back to that. Let's go to format. Tables usually here somewhere. You can add your rows, your columns, a title row. I've never seen that before. That's cool. All right, we're going to go to table options. It's going to open this up. We got our quick layouts. I don't think we need that. We're going to go to table. Okay, that's not going to help us. Column. Oh, okay. Looks like we'll get sizing here. Row. Minimum row height. Let's try 1.5 inches. See where that gets us. Okay, let's try 1.7. Okay, now it looks like that's about as much as we're going to get before we go to the next page. All right, let's see what else we have here. You have the cell vertical alignment would be referring to the text that you're putting in the cell. So you got top, middle, or bottom as your options. The cell padding is just how much space there is around that text. I would just leave it alone. Of course, if you wanted to, you could change it. And then under color, we have the table border. So you could change the colors if you'd like. Let's make it 0.5. You could also change the cell background colors, which is interesting. All right, so I'm going to close that out. So that's basically what I would do to set up a worksheet. And then after that, it's putting in whatever information you need. You know what I'll do is make this into a template. So that way you could start here and not have to start from scratch on your own worksheet. Now here's where we are thankful for the power of editing. I've spent an embarrassing amount of time trying to figure out the border situation here, because what I like is to have the borders inside the table showing and the border on the outside of the table not showing for my worksheets. I cannot figure out a way to make that happen. So for example, I have to zoom out, highlight, and then when you click here, you get all these border options, but literally no matter what I choose, it doesn't change anything. Like I can't even get rid of the borders that are here already. And if you're clicked in the table here, when you go to these 3 dots, you're going to get these options for the table. So you can change the background color on the cells. This is to change the border color. So if you don't want to see them, we can make them white. But the problem is I do want to see them in the middle. So when I change the border color back to black, they're all there again. You got border width options. And then we have border dash options, which sometimes that looks really nice, just like a very light border with the dots. So that's up to you, however you want to do that. See, now I clicked the 3 dots, but I was not only highlighting the table, so I got other options that way. So I'm going to put that back. So if we want to start adding math problems, we're just going to type. Now if I hit the space bar after the 1, it tries to do this automatic indentation thing, but if I hit the backspace, it's going to move it back, and now I can type. So just be aware of that. That's kind of annoying. So say I put 5x plus 1 equals 26. Then I can go over here. It's already spaced. It looks like if I'm not allowing the space after the 1 to indent it, and it's trying to make it like a numbered list. If I don't allow that one, then we should be fine for the rest of these. Now, if you want to have a more complicated equation going in, Google Docs does not have a built-in equation editor like Microsoft Word or PowerPoint. Again, hence why I prefer those options. but you could add in an extension. So I'm going to go to extensions, add-ons, get add-ons. And the one that I recommend is called Equatio, which I'm not getting. Let's try math equations. Some people like to use LaTeX, which maybe is what we're about to try. Oh, look, you can get GeoGebra in here. We love GeoGebra. All right, so Equatio is my personal favorite. Not seeing it here, but there are several other options. So you can use what you like, but you can see they have ratings. A 3.2 is not going to do it. 4.5, I see a 4.8. AI LaTeX. I'm going to shy away from the AI for right now. We'll go with the auto LaTeX equations. Okay, so it says it's been installed. Let's clear out of here. Okay, so this is interesting. Replace all valid mathematical equations with high quality LaTeX rendered images. So I don't like that it's an image, like it's going to have to convert to an image, and then you can't tweak or change it once it's an image. You're going to have to delete the image and then start over again. So that's annoying. And it says, for example, $3 raised to 4 raised to 5 plus / fraction. So it's like you have to kind of learn how they're formatting their symbols would be a valid equation. So try using the sample to render your first equation. And it says, remember to wrap all LaTeX in the double dollar signs. So it's like this is how it knows that this is what you want turned into an equation. Let's try something really simple. And I put in spaces. I don't know if that's allowed. Let's see. Okay, spaces are allowed. But now you can see when I click on it, this is an image. So I cannot, if I, accidentally typed in the wrong letter or number, I can't just go back and change it. I have to take it away and redo everything. Let's try another equation. Let's say I had x divide by 3 equal to 6. And we go to render equations. Let's see what happens. Okay, so it's not going to make a fraction automatically. We are going to have to do the /frac. It looks like to get a fraction, you're going to have to put the numerator and denominator. So now I'm spending way more time on this than I intended. And personally, I don't know that I would recommend the LaTeX, although that's what came up as the best reviewed. Actually, let me just make the fraction only. Okay, so now we have that, and then after that I could put like equals 6 or something, although I don't like how that's spaced out. I also don't like that you're stuck with that ugly font for the fractions, although it's kind of what you'd see in a textbook, so it's not terrible to have that. And let me try hitting de-render the equation. Cannot retrieve equation. Oh, put your cursor before. Try again. Okay, so if you need to fix it, it looks like you have to put your cursor before the equation, then click de-render. This is all a little bit much. So again, personally, I'm going to be sticking with Microsoft Word and Microsoft PowerPoint for the things that I do, but doesn't mean that Google Docs is bad. What's really cool about it, because my colleagues use it, is it's just so easy to change and update. So when they redo their worksheets, they're just going into Google Docs, making the changes and leaving it alone. If I have to redo something, I have to go to the original Microsoft file, change it, then I have to export it as a PDF so that it's printable as I see it on my screen. Then I have to take the PDF and upload it into my Google Drive. But for my colleagues, they're just changing this one file right on Google and then they're done. So they don't have to do all those steps. Now the other thing that you can do is insert images. So let me just find an image. You can upload from your computer, or you could search the web, which is cool. So this pops up right here. So I'm going to type in, we'll stick with Pythagorean theorem. And I'm going to insert this image. And it's going to insert wherever my cursor was. It will change the size of the table. Luckily, it didn't change the width of the column, but it did change the height of the row, which is fine. So if you're going to put the images in, you're kind of going to have to go with what Microsoft does. Although let me try something. It says I can add a column to the right. Let's see if it does it to the whole table or just this one row. Oof, the whole table. Okay, so let me go to format. Let's see if I can do anything fancy with the table. Can I, split the cell. We're going to go with 2 columns. Keep the row as 1, split. Okay, so I can take this and put it over here. And that way I can get the image next to a problem. Will it let me adjust? Okay, it does let me adjust how wide this is. So I like that. Let me double click on that border again. If I'm double clicked on just the border and I hit white, is it gone? Okay, that's what I was looking for before. If I want to get rid of my borders at the top and on the sides, I just have to double click. I'm so glad I played with that because I never would have known. I mean, that is getting a little bit tedious. But now I have what I want, so that's good. So for the template, I'm going to copy all this. I'm going to paste it down here. So that way when you get your template, you're going to have the option to have all the borders. And then we'll also have the option where you just have the inside borders. Okay, so we have page 1 has all the borders. Page 2 just has the inside borders. So I'm going to put a link for this template in the description box below. Personally, I'm not going to be switching to Google Docs for worksheets. I feel like I have way more control in Microsoft Word and PowerPoint, but I do think Google Docs is a fine option, especially just with how easy it is to change and update. You don't have to go through as many steps as you do for Microsoft Word and PowerPoint. And if you're doing more complicated math equations, I would check out some of the other add-ons. And again, the one that I really loved was Equagio, and I don't know what happened to it. Okay, so I did a quick Google search about Equagio. Equagio's not popping up, I'm guessing, because it's no longer free. It was free during the pandemic. That's when I had to use it, but it looks like Equagio's no longer free. That really stinks. Equagio was much easier to use than LaTeX. So again, if you plan to use math equations, go through your add-ons. Check out some of the other extensions. I'm not impressed with LaTeX at all, but it was the best reviewed, so I'm a little worried that that might be the best that's out there. So definitely look into that. I hope this was helpful, me stumbling around Google Docs in a way that I don't typically use it. But if you have any questions, you can leave a comment below. And as always, thanks for watching.